An 80-year-old was celebrating his birthday, and he was considered to be a well-accomplished, wise guy. And so his family asked, Grandpa, if there was something that you had to change in your life, and there's something that, you would have wanted to have in your life earlier, what would that thing be? What would you want to have more of? And his answer was patience. He says, I messed a lot of things up in life because I was impatient. So had I been more patient, I would have had a lot of stronger, better relationship with people. So patience is the key to better relationship. As I said, he was wise, and that is true. On the other hand, impatience is a killer when it comes to relationship. It kills hope. It kills joy. An impatient person comes to your party, and you have worked so hard and spent your money, and he gets impatient with somebody, or she gets impatient with somebody and break up the whole party. Impatience is described as irritation, restlessness, frustration that arises when one encounters obstacles or delays that hinder their immediate desire. Honking most of the time is an expression of impatience. Yelling most of the time is an expression of impatience. Walking out on someone is most of the time an expression of quitting. Most of the time is an expression of not listening, throwing traumas. Worrying, most of the time, is an expression of impatience. So you can imagine what patience could do, how patience could fix all these issues. We don't have any of those issues here. No, not us. The people in Guyana, but not here. You see, when patience is not present, communications get heated quickly. Discussion turns into argument. Understanding turns into misunderstanding. Calm, quiet speaking turned into shouting matches. See, patience plays a critical role in navigating conflicts. It plays a very important role in resolving misunderstanding. It plays a very important role in giving relationship a chance. So we want to talk about patience a little and impatience this morning. What does it mean to be patient? Someone says that it means to have understanding. It means to forgive. And it means to be willing to endure challenges. No matter how hard, how long, how difficult, it means to be willing to endure. So if you don't have patient love, you're not going to go the extra mile. You're going to be like a baseball player. 1, 2, 3 strikes and you're out. Patient love doesn't go 1, 2, 3 strike. Patient love continue to give chances and give chances, give chances. So patient love is first understanding. It pauses enough to gain an understanding of the situation. It pauses. It kind of like frees itself. It frees its mouth. Frees its mind. Enough so that it could be able to get an understanding, a grip of the situation. And then it releases its mind to think of a solution. A peaceful solution. So patience helps calm you down. And it helps you to think about a peaceful solution. Because the first thing that comes to your mind is rah, 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 rail, rail, rail. Slap you, hit you, kick you down, push you out. Right? But patient love get through that period. It doesn't make that come out your mouth. It doesn't make that action come out of you. It just endure that kind of a hostility that goes on inside of you. And try to deal with it knowing that that is going to create a second problem if I react this way. So that is not the solution to this situation. I need to think about a solution that is peaceful. Not one that is going to create a problem on top of a problem. So patience is very important, helping us have a peaceful solution. Patience chooses not to worry over what it cannot control, but focus on what it could control. And we talk about Jacob and Rachel. They, love each other, care for each other. And Jacob worked 7 years for her, only to find out that instead of Rachel, he's getting Leah. And he was disappointed. I'm certain he was. Rachel was, you can imagine the position that she was in. But what happened? They decided that they're going to be patient for 7 more years. Some of us can't be patient 7 days. Some of us can't be patient for 7 months. 7 years this guy was waiting for this girl. Work for her. And it worked for them. Because they choose not to fret and fight with their dad and father-in-law, but they choose to be patient. You see, patience gives you enough time to calm down and be rational. Sometimes you look at some people that are quiet. But you step on it too. You see, it prevents you from being erratic, unreasonable, and irrational. The impatient people start talking without thinking. And they know what they're saying doesn't make sense, but they cover it up with the yelling and the screaming and that kind of stuff. Now, young people, please listen to me. If you want to have a good life, practice patience. If you want to have good relationships, practice patience. Don't give up on relationship, because there is something good in every relationship, whether it's a friend, whether it's your family, whether it's your fiancé, whether it's whoever it may be. Don't give up easily on relationships. Relationships are the most powerful thing that you could build in this world. You don't want to break relationship. You don't want to break bridges, because you have to cross them again. You want to keep building. You and somebody may not get along right away, but be patient. Things are going to get better as time go along. So you have to be patient. King Solomon wrote, wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore, get wisdom. And he said, with all that getting, get understanding. Understand that people are where they are for various reasons. Sometimes we don't know why a person behaves the way they behave or is the way they are. So don't judge them or don't judge them harshly, or don't judge them and come up with punishment. But make sure that right after you finish judge, you show mercy, you show grace, because that is what helps people. Secondly, patient love forgives. Unforgiveness is slow death to relationship. Unforgiveness is a slow death for relationship. If someone holds you in their heart and they're not forgiving you, that relationship will soon die. That's how dangerous unforgiveness is. And that's why God warns us not to have unforgiveness. And he says, patience is what helps you to forgive, because patience is always saying, I'm going to give this person another chance, and another chance, and another chance. Lack of patience really causes you to hold on to things that is poisonous. You see, unforgiveness is harboring deadly emotional poisons in your heart. So why would you want to poison your own self? Yet this is what we do. How we know this? People see from the way you react. Because when unforgiveness is present, bitter emotion control your thoughts and action. Bitter. Not better, bitter emotions. You are bitter. And your bitterness, comes out in rage, in anger, in revenge. That's what reigns in your head and your mind and your heart. When you're supposed to be calm and at peace, you're always on edge. You're always angry. Especially if that person just passed across. If that person may be in a bus passing, you're getting angry where you at. He again, she again. And the reason why is because you're holding on to things deep inside of you that you need to let go of. Because, listen to this, it is hard already that they hurt you. Why do you want to hurt yourself? And so the people that are unforgiving or have unforgiving spirit, they don't talk to people. They don't answer their phone. They see you calling and they won't answer your phone. Answer their phone. They start segregating themselves. Their circle becomes smaller and smaller. They used to have, let's say, 5 friends. It started cutting down. Maybe they just have 1 or 2 now. And sometimes those friends who they think they have are fed up at them. Because all they do when they come to talk with you, the conversation is only bitterness and anger and rage against people. And what they do, they make their circle also become bitter. If you want bitters, you see, patience really help you to act differently. Impatience make you act in a way that is unmerciful, a way that it's about hurting other people. Jesus gave us a little story about the guy, the unmerciful servant. Right? This guy was in prison. The master went and bailed him out. And he owed a lot of money to the master. The master said, okay, give him a chance. And he came out. The first thing he did, went and looked at a guy who owed him a little, beat him up and tried to throw him in prison. When the servant heard about this, he said, nah, this guy didn't learn anything. He went and had him thrown in jail. If people are merciful to you, you need to be merciful to them. The idea is that if I am patient with you, you need to also be patient with others. If God is patient with you, and I know God is, thank God for his patience with us. Had it not been for the patience of God, we all would have been consumed, the scripture says. We all would have died. So God is showing us patient love. We ought to do the same. You see, forgiveness or patience, love, it gives life to relationship. While unforgiveness kills it, forgiveness gives life to it. And I know that people have done you wrong and people have hurt you, and it's not easy. I know that. But listen, if you don't forgive them, you're making life more hard for yourself. You need to forgive. And also, I need to mention this. When you hurt people, you can't force them to forgive you. If you hurt people, you have to be patient with them to forgive you. Because some of us do our nonsense and we expect to be forgiven right away. We expect people to put it behind them and let it go right away. Now, some people could do that quickly. Some people can't do it quickly. You have to know who you get married to or who you're friends with. If you know that somebody is hard to forgive, be careful how you tread in. Right? It makes sense. So you have to know your friends. You have to know. It's not about eating, drinking coffee, and all of that with your friends. It's to know who your friends are. Or know who your spouse is, so that you know the tolerance level. So you have a part also to play to be patient with people forgiving you. But Pastor, I went and talked to them. I tell them I'm sorry, and they didn't answer me. I know, but be patient. You do your part, be patient. Be patient until they come around. But I'm done with that. I'm not going to talk to them anymore. I'm not going by their house anymore. That is not Christ-likeness. Matter of fact, that is not growth. So you see, forgiveness gives broken trust a chance to rebuild. When we do something wrong against somebody, we break their trust. And when we break their trust, it just can't be rebuilt overnight. As a matter of fact, you have to do trusting things to help that person trust you again. But you think by me just saying, I'm sorry, we'll fix it. I'm sorry, but I'm doing the same nonsense again. Then how you expect the person to forgive you when they don't see that you mean it? And how you mean it? By the things you do. Not just by what you say, but what you do. And so I could say, I forgive you. And the other person could say, yes, I forgive you. But if I keep on acting the same way, that person say, he's not genuine or she is not genuine. So it's important that while we're fighting people to accept our forgiveness, that we change. Amen? Amen. So it gives broken relationship a chance to heal and to mend. It does not allow other failures to plant bad seed in their generation. If you hold on to anger, rage, bitterness, malice, envy, you hold on to those things, those are the seed you're planting in your life, and those are the seed you're planting in your generation. Grandma, it's time to change before you die. Do something for your generation. Your unforgiving spirit, your bitterness is hurting your family. It's segregating your family. You know, some people, I'm not going by auntie. I'm not going by uncle. The kids want to know why I can't go and play with my cousins. Because grandma or mama is upset with auntie or whatever. Whatever your business is yours. Don't make the children be a part of that. When you were small, you were glad that you could have gone to your cousin and play and what have you. Now you become big. You're doing the same nonsense that you see your parents have done before, and it's creating segregation. So whatever seed you plant in this life, however you choose to live, if you choose to constantly be impatient and get off the rail and yell and scream, that is what your child is going to do. And that's what your grandkid is going to do. If I'm not patient with my grandson, he can't be free to run and do mischief. You know, when I was young, my parent told me that I was very difficult to deal with because I was heavy. I was a chubby little guy. And my sister here, who used to be the one to try to hold me, lift me up, and she used to cry because I was so heavy. And I used to give them a rough time. So I look at my grandson now. And now he starts to walk. Now he goes like this now. And then he goes into the drawer, he pulls this open, he pulls everything out, he goes, he pulls this out, he pulls that out, he do whatever. I have to let him be. You know, because that is the way you show love. And what you do, you pick up back and put it back in until he have enough sense that you could say to him, well, son, don't do this. There will be a time he will stop do that. But for now, that's his joy. He want to make sure the house is trashed before everybody comes around and see him. But if you don't give your grandkid a chance to jump in the house, run in the house, do whatever they want to do, then you're imprisoning your grandchild. You, as an adult, you so old and you can't control yourself. You won't control the little child. You just come out. You see what I mean? It's patience. It's patience. That's what they will remember about you. What is it that your grandchild will remember about you? Have you been in their life? You see, patience is what your generation need. Forgiveness prevents others from stealing your peace and your joy. You see, Joseph, his family did a lot of bad things to him. But because he forgave them, he was at peace. They were in pickles when they saw him. But he was at peace. Because what? He forgave them way back when. You see, forgiveness is for your benefit. It's for your peace, your joy. You can't pretend to be peaceful. If inside of you warish, that's what's going to come out to you. And unforgiveness, my friends, it brings so much negativity in you that you really need to let go of things. Past things, let it go, let it go. Things are happening now, let it go, let it go, let it go. So that you can be free and so that the house could continue to have peace. I don't know why some of you have big houses. Some of you are alone living in a house and there's no peace in there. Nobody to quarrel with, but you are not at peace with yourself, so there can't be peace in the house. The house don't bring peace. You are the ones that bring peace. Let go. Enjoy what God has given to you. Patient love, support each other through difficult times. Instead of complaining, criticizing, blaming, patience, love, encourage, and support. You know, my wife sent me like a long text like this for Valentine. Now, I used to be the guy who used to write a lot of this. And I used to wait back for something. I ain't get nothing back. So after I read this long thing, I'm like, wow! After 45 years, I get this long thing. I was like, wow, God, I have to save that. And then I decided to write her back a few things. And one of the things that I said to her was that, thank God for patient love. Because you were patient and you are patient with me with all the things I'm trying to do now. My wife is my ardent supporter. It wasn't so all the time, but God help her, God help her, God help her, God help her, God help her. And now she let me reign. You know, sometimes it's not easy for people to think about what you're doing or follow your dreams. And you have to be patient with them. And let me tell you, the best thing you could ever do to your spouse is to support them. The best thing you could do for your children, that's what love is, to support them. When things are rough and, the best thing you could do for this church is to support us. Your criticism, your comments, your pulling down, your negativity does not help this church 1 inch, but put us down further. So it is with your family. You imagine, I was reminded the other day, if people criticizing their own spouse, who is me? Who is you? See, we have to try to support. The love is shown through support. When people are going through difficult time, it's not time for you to go call somebody and say, hey, you here? You here? I know this was going to happen to them. I know they're going to lose their house. What is it that you got to glory about somebody losing their house? What is it? You should be getting down on your knees and pray for those people that God make a way for them. You see, you ought to love supports. Patient love give emotional support and presence in critical moments. Your presence matter. Oh boy, my wife gets up early in the morning to go to work these days. And boy, the place is cold. And I know that if I don't get up and come and stand by the door and make sure I see her go, it's not going to be a good day for me. And so even though she may say to me, stay in the bed, I know that is not... I will come out and stand up. And when you're sleeping, your body warm, but then you open and that cold air hitting the, but I realize a small price to pay for us to have a good day or a good start of the day. You see, it's not the big things, it's the little things that you do, your presence, to show people that you are there. Somebody's sick, show up. Somebody in the hospital, how many times people say to you, I was going to come and visit you. I really, really wanted to come and visit you. They lie. Stop lying. Come and visit. All right? Listen, your presence, even though people say you didn't have to come, you didn't have to do this, you didn't have to bring the goat and rice. They really like the goat and rice. They really want you to bring that. Whatever little you come. And when you come in, this is one strength of my wife. Wherever she goes, she doesn't go empty-handed. Me, I think I'm the pastor. I'm going to pray for you and that good enough. And I'm there. My wife said, no. She want to get flowers. She want to get juice. She want to get this. She want to get that. I can't. I could, we were going to visit Sister Prescott. And she was in the hospital. And we called, a bundle of us were going. So we asked the group to stop and buy peas and rice and oxtail because we know she liked that. And when we went there, we went to buy a set of juices and patties and what have you and so forth. And so when we went there, we said we bring patties to you. The first thing she said, but I thought you always going to bring peas and rice and oxtail. And then the group come in and they switch the whole thing around. I said, the group come in, they bring in peas and rice and oxtail for you. When they come, they bring some sort of chicken and rice, something like that. I could see the disappointment in the lady's face. You see, the little things that you do, it matters. You know, little things. You carry the best when you're carrying. Do whatever little you can. When family is sick, call, visit. The little things matter in building good relationship. And that's what patient love does. Patient love, in critical moments, it is there for people. You know, we went to the hospital the other day. There was this young man that got in a coma, and we got there. And when the family saw us, you know, they were glad that we came and we spent a little time and pray with them, lend a little support to them to help them through what they're going through. It's never easy when any loved one is in hospital. Your little visit. And guys, if you're sick, you know, please let us know, because I don't want you to die and then I had to do your funeral. I didn't know you were sick. Sorry, but that's the best way I could put it. So let you know how serious it is. Please, you know, you may have your thoughts about us, whatever the story is, but when it comes to sickness, you got to throw all that out to the window, and you need support during those times. You see, it is the ability to sit with your partner during the difficult times, to listen without judgment, and to provide a shoulder, a safe place, rather than just, you know, trying to shut them up or shut them down. What patience does is that it listens. You know, it's really important to hear people's side of the story. And don't be quick to try to give solutions to them. Be quick to listen. Listen. Impatient people are always cutting the people off. I used to be like that. I'm begging God to help me to be different, to listen people out, because sometimes all people want is for you to listen to them. Shut your mouth, dummy, listen. I tell myself that ever so. Shut your mouth, listen. Once again, my wife helped me with that, because sometimes when we're in conversation, I'm always cutting in because I have something in my head I need to get out. But when I cut in, I'm blocking the person from saying what they need to say. Isn't that true? And how often that's going on with husband and wife. Relationship can't build if you don't hear what the person is saying. If you don't hear what the other person is thinking. Patience is very important. That young people, I'm saying, those who are trying to get married or trying to get hooked up, be patient. Learn to practice patience while you're young, so that a lot of things you would avoid when you get older. Right, Brother Dexter? A lot of things you'd avoid. I'm still learning to be patient now. And this patient thing is so difficult sometimes to get that it takes you a lifetime to practice. Sister Maureen is about 18 now, right, Sister Maureen? And there are times that visual make you lose your cool, right? Yeah, because no matter how young or old you are, you have those moments when you have to control. So you could be, it's an everyday thing that you have to practice. Are you patient with your workers? Those of your bosses yelling, screaming at your worker all the time. You think, how you like your workers to come inside and yell at you? So you see, it's always important to shut your mouth, be quiet. Okay, so there's a Nissan Rogue plate. They're good? Okay. I just saw that, sorry. So it's really important now that you don't try to shut people down, don't try to shut people up, but allow people to express themselves. Because in expressing themselves, they get a release from their struggle. It provides that safe person for your children to come to. You see, when you are calm and you're quiet and you listen, people are going to come to you. They're going to talk to you. But why is it my children is not talking to me, they're talking to somebody else? Because you don't listen. Right? So it's important that you do that you listen, so that they feel there's somebody they could come to. Let me tell you something. You know, it is an awesome thing when you have a shoulder you could lean on. I used to be very happy when my dad was at home, because when he's at home, I feel safe. I feel good. I used to have this thing, in Guyana, we used to have thieves used to come in the house. We call them thief man. And you used to be scared. You remember those? And then in your village, you hear thief break in here, to take that, they break in. So when my father is not home, I was the eldest son. So I used to somehow feel responsible. I was scared about if they break in, what I would do, how I would protect the family or protect whatever little we have. But when dad is home, I don't have to worry about that. I feel safe. Let me ask you a question. Does your spouse feel safe when you're home? Does your children feel safe when you're home? Or they see daddy come? Everybody disappear. Or they're glad to come and sit and to be with daddy or be with mommy. You see, patience help you kind of do these things. It presents with, it helps you to have a good, genuine understanding, comfort, support, and all that for your kids when they fail. When your kids fail in school, do you call them dummy? You dummy, you fail again. Or do you support them to help them so they get a better grade? I know that you like for them to get A's, but if they start at C's and D's, be patient with them until they get to where they need to. Patience. Because that is what helps you build relationship. Now, we're not saying that D and C is good. But we're just saying that parents need to be patient with you so that you get to B and A's. It's a transition. There are some times that, especially boys, man, they don't do well in school, and then all of a sudden they kick in. And all of a sudden you see that D student become an A student. You wonder what happened. Maturity. It takes time. Patient love melt away impatience and frustration that so often hamper one's ability to go the extra mile for each other. Patient love fosters and nurtures environments. It creates an environment where one feels safe to make mistakes, learn from it. It gives room for individuals to fail and to thrive together. Patient love resists the temptation to bring up the past and going back and taking revenge and separating themselves and isolating themselves. In other words, what we're saying is that patient love, whenever that past situation is being replayed in your mind, patient love, don't act in it. Give it to God and say, God, help me deal with it. How many of you are punishing your spouse right now because of something they did in the past? You got to let go of it. Patient love avoid judging every situation through the eyes of past experience. I was, as I said before, a wicked little kid when I was growing up, doing a lot of mischief. So every mischief that happened in the house, I get blamed for it. If they lost something, I get blamed for it because I used to do all these wicked stuff. And I used to say, man, I might as well do it. Because I'm getting blamed for it anyway. You see, people kind of tend to judge you based on your past. And that's not good. It's not all the time something happened, it's because that person did it. You have to judge everything by its own merit. When the past comes up, do not embrace it. Do not embrace it, because if you do, fresh anger and fresh bitterness is going to come in you. Even if you pray it out yesterday, if the past come up today and you embrace it, the anger, the bitterness, and everything take the best of you all again, and you become that old person again. You always got to resist it, fight it, so that your life will be at peace. You'll be at peace with each other and at peace with God. I want to challenge you today to practice patience. How do you do this? Someone says, is to get a painting like this here and stare at it for 3 hours. And the person says seriously that when you start staring at that, you will see things you have never seen before. You get through that boring stage, but at the end of the day, you will learn to look for what you're looking for. Be patient until you find something that you're looking for. I want to encourage you, be patient with each other. Because when you do so, you give relationship a chance to grow and to bud. Father, help us to be patient. In Jesus' name, amen.